Hi all, had a few requests to do a lesson on Country Honk from the Let It Bleed album, and sitting here watching the Sabres beat the Bruins and figured I could do a lesson while I'm watching. You can probably see in the reflection of the guitar, there they are, the game going on. Anyway, here's how it goes. It's in standard tuning. And not surprisingly, it's the same chords, although the tuning is different. It's the same chords as the electric version of Honky Tonk Women, but that one is in open G. This one's in standard tuning in G. So really the only chords are G, there's C, there's an A7, and there's a D, D7. But that's it, those four. And all of them repeat over and over again. It's the typical standard classic rock verse, chorus, verse deal. So here's how it starts. It starts with, this is kind of the riff of the song. So that is, you play it in a G, and I suppose you could play your G like this, like you normally would, but in this case I play it like this because it makes going up to the C, it doesn't really matter how you play it because you're not really strumming the entire G chord, and you'll see that in a second. So I'm going to finger it like this, but do it however you think is right. But on that A string, the riff is kind of played on the A string mostly, so you do a... So how does it actually start? So you're just on the second and third fret on the A string, so you go off. It's really. And then it goes up to C on the D string. But it starts on the A string with the G, and I'll just do it kind of close. Your third fret on the E string stays on that G note the whole time. You're not strumming the whole thing. You're kind of doing like this. Play the top three or the top four. Even you can go all the way up to the B string with your strumming. It doesn't really matter. But since I'm using my pinky to do this, and I'm not covering that high G string, so I just kind of keep the strumming to the bass strings basically. So you do that through the intro. Then you do up to C and do exactly the same thing. Except when you do the C, you do want to cover the B string for the regular C chord because you're going to hit that when you're doing your strum. And then back to the G again. D. And hit that F sharp. You'll notice when Keith does his acoustic work, and he's playing a D, like in Love in Vain, he does the same thing. He does it in different songs, but he plays a lot of times. He'll reach over and he'll fret that F sharp, just like it's the same F sharp you're doing up here when you play your D, but he does it on the F sharp, so he can do. He likes to go back and forth between. That's just a little Keith thing that he does, but he usually does that one. So he'll. And then the din-din-din-din-din, it goes like this. It's on the high E string mostly. Starts with. So it's. Those are the notes you're playing, not with those fingers. But third fret on the G string with your pinky. First fret with your index finger. Hit that open E. That's the third fret on the B string. Back to the E string again. And then you do G. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't even do this last little note, but you go on and off on that, hammer off on that G string on the third fret. The bar, near a jar and jack. this is different from the intro. It goes to the A7. Summer sun. So when you go up to that A7, and Keith usually almost always plays his A7s like this instead of, instead of like that. Instead of in the, just let that G string ring open, he plays a regular A and then hits the G at the 3rd fret. That's usually what he does because he likes to do that a lot. That's just walking down on the D string. My nose and then back at the D guitar. Right back into it. And that's the whole song. That's all the chords and all the parts, and it's just a question of you sitting down and putting on the song and playing through it and figuring out what goes when where. But those are all the parts, and it's actually pretty simple once you put them all together. Drop me an email on my channel if you need help with it. Good luck. Bye.